Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Giffen. I'm an agent here at Premier Speakers Bureau, and today we have a very special guest with us, one of our most favorite speakers at Premier Speakers, Kim Bearden. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Ryan. Nice to see you.
Good, good. I see you're there in your classroom today.
I am. I've been working on some things, getting ready for the kids to come back from the break. So
Awesome,
I'm very excited
fantastic.
to see.
I love the background there. What's exactly in the background? You got some fun stuff behind you there.
You know, my whole classroom is decorated to look like a city. So I have all different kinds of street signs. I've got a newsstand behind me with the students' writing portfoliows inside of magazines.
Fun.
I've got a toll booth, all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's fun. You charge your kids to go into the classroom every day? Yeah.
They have to pay me with knowing the knowledge that I impart to them.
That's a great toll to pay. Well, hey, just a little bit about Kim Bearden to bring everybody up to speed. Kim is a teacher, the executive director, and co-founder at the Ron Clark Academy. She is also she won the Millikan Educator Award. And also in 2000, she won the Disney American Teacher of the Year Award for Humanities. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Well, it has always been a pleasure working with Kim. And for those of you who don't know or haven't seen Kim or heard Kim before, she is enthusiastic, a great speaker. So today we're just going to kind of pick her brain and kind of get to know Kim a little bit more. So I'm going to start us out with a question, Kim.
Okay.
And for those of us who don't know and out there who don't know what the Ron Clark Academy is, tell us, what is the Ron Clark Academy and why is it so unique?
The Ron Clark Academy is unlike any school in the world. We are a very unique model school. We're located in Southeast Atlanta. We have students of all different types here, and we teach with passion, innovation, energy, enthusiasm. We have very high standards for our students as well. But what makes us most unique is that we invite educators to come here from all over the country, even all over the world, to watch us teach. And nowhere is that really done in the teacher training arena. You know, quite often speakers go to places, but they also can come here and watch us in our classrooms. We're full of master teachers at this school, teachers who are the best at what they do, and so we invite educators to come here and learn from our methods. We also take this information that we've learned here, things that we've tried that work, and Ron and I, we go out to different schools all over the country and we share the things that we have learned with our students here.
How many teachers a year visit the Ron Clark Academy?
You know, we were going at about 3,000 a year, but we think this year we're going to break about 4,000 educators who actually come through our doors here. So it's an extraordinary opportunity, and it's not because we think we know everything here, it's because we have the freedom to try things, and we've had tremendous success. The other part is that to have the opportunity on my part to meet educators from all over the country, to be able to have conversations with them about education, it helps me to grow as an educator and to realize the real problems that are out there and possible solutions for things that are working in classrooms.
Absolutely. Now, then that kind of brings us to the next question. You speak a lot to public schools, and that's probably about a large majority of what we book you for, or public schools. You being a private school, kind of this model school, how is this format that you guys use applicable to a teacher who's sometimes within the public school, I don't want to say restriction, but kind of the standards that they have to keep to? How is that? How do you guys keep that applicable to what the teachers can take back to their classroom?
Well, I will tell you that all of us who are here, all of the teachers, come from public school backgrounds. And so we have all been faced with those challenges of how do you make the things that we do in our classroom work in any type of a setting. So know that that is our mindset. Also know that we are a private school only because we allow the educators to come and sit in our classes, to have the freedom and flexibility to do that. We would have been a charter school otherwise. So we're not a typical private school in that we don't just accept students who score a certain score on a test or who come from a certain financial background. In fact, our students come to us of all different ability levels, all different backgrounds. We actually have a formula. You know, about 2/3 of our students are students who were either at or below grade level before coming to us, and come to us with behavior challenges, things like that. We also have gifted kids here. Our goal is to create classrooms where we have kids who are extremely gifted, kids 3 grade levels below, and you have to teach them all. How do you do that? And that's what we replicate for teachers. We teach them 30 at a time. Those same challenges that public school teachers cite as the biggest challenges, we create those challenges in our classroom so that we can help come up with strategies and methods, techniques to help those students succeed.
So you're basically kind of trying to formulate as much of the aspects of a public school classroom into your classroom to use it as a model. That's fantastic.
Exactly.
Now, you also speak to quite a few new teacher groups.
Yes.
And we've always gotten excellent reviews from school districts that have brought you in to speak to first-year teachers. What was so foundational in those first few years as a teacher for you that have kind of projected you into the career that you have now?
I will be honest, and I share this with teachers. My first year as a teacher was actually a nightmare. And so I was actually out looking for other jobs in March. And it was my an administrator who saw that I was sinking, and she said, if you'll give it one more year, I'll make it better. And the next year she put me on a team of teachers who were extraordinary, who were passionate, who were dynamic. And so I really started to get a sense of what is it that they have that maybe other teachers didn't have. And so when I talk to new teachers, I explain to them the importance of seeking out those relationships on your faculty with teachers who have it, who have the ability to connect with their students, not be best friends with their students, because, that's a challenge that first-year teachers sometimes have. They want to be loved so much that sometimes discipline is sacrificed. But I talk to teachers that they almost have to be their own advocate. Nowadays they'll set teachers up with a mentor and that type of thing, but you've also got to find those teachers on the staff who are engaged, who are successful, and you will know who they are. Everybody knows who they are. Right. Quite often those teachers, though, are so busy running the school that they don't see that there's a new teacher over here struggling. So I tell new teachers they have to really be an advocate for themselves, go to those teachers, ask for advice, ask if they can watch those teachers teach, really develop those relationships that will help them to grow as educators. And I even tell that teachers who've been teaching 30 years, we all have to look to those people that we can grow from, that we can learn from, and build those relationships so that when we're having those bad days, we have somebody that we can talk to.
I would think even more so now with the changing landscape of how students interact with knowledge and a curriculum that those 30-year teachers almost have to learn just as much as those first-year teachers.
Yeah, if any of us thinks that we know everything, then it's time to get out of the profession, because it's a constantly evolving, and every class is different. You'll get to really understand one group of students, but then the next year you've got a different group, and there are whole other challenges and needs that those students have as well. So it's a constant growth process for all of us.
Absolutely. And then as an educator, what is the most important lesson that you've ever taught?
I think that above all, I try to teach my students, the content is important, the curriculum is important, but I want my students to have a passion for learning. I want them to be hungry for knowledge. I want them to love learning as much as they love life. I want them to understand that if they have that tool to have this unquenchable thirst for knowledge, that's going to take them farther in life than anything. And the other thing I have to couple that with, though, is I want my kids to be good people. And that's something that we really focus on a lot at the school, in addition to the content knowledge. If the children that come through my classroom know everything there is to know about English, but I haven't taught them to be better citizens of this planet, then I haven't done my job. So very big on teaching my kids to have a heart, to lift each other up, to support each other, to lift up their community and people that they encounter wherever they go. And
then on the flip side of that, as an educator, what is the most important lesson that you've ever learned?
Well, at different phases in my life, I've learned different things. As a new teacher, there is that whole thing about the discipline. I think discipline is very important, but know that you have to have a relationship with students. I'm very firm, but inconsistent. So I think consistency in the discipline arena is something that all educators struggle with when you're beginning. But I think that the most difficult thing that I've learned is that it's a hard question.
The clock is ticking. No.
I know. There are a lot of lessons that we learn. There are individual students that I've learned difficult things with. I think that maybe that you don't always know everything that a child is going through, and I think that sometimes children will respond in a way that will frustrate us as a teacher, or that we will get real bent out of shape, or we get irritated because we're like, I taught this child this content, this child should know this, this child isn't responding the way that he or she should. And as I've grown older, I've realized that there's always more to the story.
Absolutely.
And everybody has a story, and sometimes you don't know what it is. And so when dealing with children and when dealing with other adults, I think that we have to always take a step back and understand that there has to be rules, consequences, structure, all those things, but there also has to be compassion, and there has to be love, and there has to be an understanding that when children act a certain way, sometimes it's because of things well beyond anything I'll ever know. And sometimes those kids who are the hardest to love are the ones that definitely need love the most.
Absolutely.